Hello, friends and neighbors. It has finally happened. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Welcome to RGR. If you're not one of the regulars around here, you're in for a ride tonight because Chiefs Kingdom is losing their minds as they should be. Congratulations to all of you and to your team. And like Clark Hunt said, this is on Chiefs Kingdom. Way to support the team. What a run this season has been. I am pretty excited. I have notes. We'll do the post-game thing like normal. I know most of you don't ever get to see me support the team in gear and whatever, so I'll let you see that here. Eric Peregrine, Brian Gooch starting the donations already. Thank you guys. But hey, tonight's a party. This is for you guys as much. I appreciate the help. It's been what a season, right? Tonight's beer, 90 shilling from Odell. If you can get that, it's very much worth your effort. I've been drinking it pretty much all day. So great time for me tonight. If you saw my Twitter, got the banner out front and the whole 9 yards, in the heart of Bronco country. That's always a little bit fun. And had a house full of people. Not one Niner fan. Glad for that. But a ton of people supporting the Chiefs, even though most of them were Bronco regulars, right? But this team has won people over from all kinds of fan bases, including those here in Denver, friends of my family and such. So I'm pretty excited. A lot of folks happy for me. A lot of folks happy for you. You guys have done a really impressive thing supporting this team from so far back that you can remember what Todd Haley did and where they were with Pioli. Michael Adams, Maximo, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all the support for the channel. And let me just say this now. I'll be here all off season. Nothing's changing until the Chiefs decide to hire me. Hint, hint, Brett Veach, I'll be available next week. I'm going to be here. We'll enjoy this week, and then we're going to move on to the draft, and we're going to start talking that. I'm going to do live mock drafts for you this coming off season. Going to have some neat things coming as well. So just so you guys all know about that. This game, I think you guys heard me. I know you all saw the pregame videos. What I showed you on tape. Really impressed with what the defense was able to do rallying to the ball against the run. Yes, they gave up some big chunk plays, but again, they didn't give up the home runs in the run game. Exactly what I said they needed to control, they controlled, and I thought they did a very good job. Yeah, it was up and down. No, it was not perfect. Tyrann had to get in everybody's rear to get them going on the sideline, and that was really something that I think as we come down, and we'll have Matt Derrick on later in the week. We'll have the guys that inside. J&J, no, they're gonna throw you out of the chat for cursing. Let's keep the language minimum. There's kids on here and stuff, so they got it down. And Tyrann had to get everybody riled up, but they responded. And man, I was really impressed with that. The Niners did what they do. Juszczyk, man. The death of the fullback, you guys have heard me talk about it. It was really evident just what a fullback can do. And I will tell you this, I love Anthony Sherman. I hope he's on this roster next year. But there's a guy in John Lovett that the Chiefs feel can be what Juszczyk is, especially from the H position. I can see them using him as a slash tight end. I'd love to see Anthony and him on the same roster. I'd love to have two fullbacks. It's not a coincidence the two fullbacks were in this game, and they both made some impact. Sherm with a huge block on one of the big plays, man. It was great. I was really happy to see it. Bigger picture. Andy finally got his. This team, and we've heard about it for the last 2 weeks, just how focused they were on being about Andy's championship. That really does say a lot about the character of this room. I might have some video with you for you later in the week. And one quote really stands out to me from training camp. When I was there, I actually ran into Reggie in a spot on campus, and just laid back, pretty focused. And another linebacker made a comment that I'll share with you guys later in the week when I do some of the breakdowns this week. Just very, very poignant. here, weeks and weeks and months later as they hoist that Lombardi. Never been a championship in my lifetime since I've been a fan, right? I came to the team in the very early 90s after having been a guy that lived around the country. I had lived in San Diego. I had lived in Oakland. I had lived everywhere but Denver, including Seattle when I was in high school, until I moved here. So literally, the AFC West has been kind of my home as I was a military brat. And to get to Kansas City then and been in this drought for so long, I know how you guys feel. Obviously, I haven't been a fan since the 50s and the 60s. But hey, nobody's that good. But I understand how you guys feel, and I think we all can rejoice. And just getting it off the schneid for Norma, for Lamar, to see everybody come together, I think is really telling about what this particular team, and I've said this before, and I know it's a little weird to think about as a fan from, the Chiefs, right? But every Chiefs team, every football team every year is a little bit different. And this one is very special, and you can feel how they all came together. The new guys paid off. Frank Clark had some great rushes tonight. Tyrann had some nice plays. They came together. The new guys they brought here to do it. I think Spags deserves a ton of credit. And I saw that there were some post-game interviews. I didn't get to listen to them just because I had a house full of people still and that kind of thing. I will go back and listen to them and give you some comment off of that. But nice to see them both interviewed. Nice. I want to hear what they had to say because I think it's really, really important about the mentality. New defensive coordinator, brand new transition, new leader in the secondary, new leader in the front seven. That's huge. And to get this done this season is incredible. That goes back to Andy. It goes back to Spags and how they planned. And it goes back to Veach. I know not everybody's really happy with Brett Veach overall. I am. I feel like he's going down the right road. I think he's making he's fallen in love with a couple of players, maybe more so than he should have. That's going to happen. And I think this earns him a lot of slack because of the team that he built and put together, obviously with Andy's input, of course, but man, it is, it's pretty incredible. I need to sip. Sorry. And you're right, Stevie. Brett Veach does have a big mountain to climb. Very intrigued. And I want to say this too before I forget about it, because Sammy Watkins made a couple of plays tonight, a couple of important plays. And he said a few days ago about taking the year off because he knows he's going to get cut. He knows his contract is out of sorts for what he produces. And I thought it might be a distraction. I thought it might hurt the offense in knowing that Sammy's talking about not coming back, about taking a year off of all things, which for a reptilian guy from outer space, okay, maybe that works. I'm a little bit concerned about that, but this Sammy's going to be gone. I think he knows that. I think they know that. I think that's just a bigger symptom of how unique this particular roster is this year. And let's not forget about the guys that went IR and Okafor and Agba and Darrell Williams, all these guys that had to miss this part of it. It's too bad, but they did help them get here. Very, very big. That can't go unmentioned, I think. And a lot of you, I see you, I see you guys talking about the parade. I will try to make it there. I don't know that I can, but I will give it a shot. I hope all of you make it and that you give me that. And for those, I know there are a couple of you at the game tonight. I doubt that you're even on here right now, but if you are, I do have a spot set up. I'll announce it tomorrow night in the Q&A about where to send it to. And I might even just tweet it out so that it's a spot there. So we can get some of that footage so that you can share your experience of this like historic event for this organization with the rest of Chiefs Kingdom. Moving on to the offense. I felt like hit and miss. I felt like this was a little bit different, but I wasn't surprised to see the team go down, fall behind, because the offense wasn't quite clicking, right? I expected it to be early like we've seen in the past because it just felt like that was pretty natural. Yeah, I will try to get Brit Chief in here, Aaron. That's a very good point. We'll see if we can do the cross the ocean kind of stream thing. We'll give it a shot. He's promised to try. We tried once before and it didn't quite work out. terms of like bandwidth. And you guys know how great my internet looks, right? But we'll keep working on that. Brad's actually was in Miami tonight. I don't know if he made it into the stadium. I think he did, but I'm not 100%. There is so much that this offense had to deal with. That front is very, very good. That front is as good. I think they lived up to their ability. I'll give them that. I don't put a lot of on Armstead and Buckner myself. I felt like in general their careers have been a letdown. I think they played better this year, but they showed up tonight. Who was missing? I didn't see D Ford make any plays. You tell me about that. I think it sealed it tonight that Nick Bosa is the better Bosa brother. I've been saying that for a while, but I think it is pretty sure. I did see the announcement. MVP for Mahomes. I think that says a lot. And that comeback is really what seals it for Mahomes, in that that's not something every quarterback can do. And yeah, we've seen him do it in other playoff games. Other playoff teams have warts as well, and so a lot of people kind of wrote that off. But to continue to do it and to get down, like I said, not in the first quarter, like I expected, not because you came out a little bit slow or you were trying to get a feel for what the defense was doing. That's normal. That's what we've seen in games past. That's what I expected. But to go down in the second half by 10, by multiple scores, and still be able to turn it around and to turn it on when you need to. The offensive line gave him more time. He made more plays. The receivers did more. Damian Williams stepped up. Postseason Damian Williams is everything that we've been talking about. And we've gone through this before for you regulars. If you are new to the stream, by the way, folks, if you're new tonight, I'm Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Our mod is Aaron Morrow. Click the subscribe and click the notifications. We're going to have a great offseason. There is a ton to talk about these Super Bowl champs and how resilient they are. That comeback tonight, 3 comebacks in the playoffs to get to this Super Bowl win. That's incredible. And it's something that you can't do if you don't have the focus from the coaching staff and the quarterback in particular. But it takes everybody. It takes 11 guys. It truly does. And I think you saw that. Fish got beat a couple of times, and that's fair. Fish is good. They're good too. I felt like LDT had a couple of plays that he'd like back, things that I don't feel that he was maxed out on, that he's better than he gave up there. But this team, they solidified. They got in a little bit of a panic mode, and I think this team responds to pressure, especially on the field, and they got themselves back up. They got pushing back downfield. And that's really what turned the tide for them, to be able to come together at 6 minutes. And that's really, I think, when it started to turn around. You got an out from the defense. You got a little bit more protection. You got that big play to Tyreek after he didn't make a catch. Jason Tracy photo number 1. I like that there's more than number 1 too, but folks, everybody say hello to my brother. He's in here. If you need a photographer in Kansas City, he's your guy. Jake, I'm glad you made it. This is just like I'm not jumping for joy. I'm not shedding tears. Like my wife's like, are you happy? You don't seem that happy. And I'm surprised a little bit. They performed better than even I expected. And I was confident going in. I think you guys were pretty certain of that. That comeback against a team of that caliber, specifically the offense having to come back against that particular defense, and what the defense was able to do, shutting down that running offense when all they had to do was run the ball. If the defense had allowed them to run that ball, that game's over and San Francisco takes it away. The Chiefs put it out on both sides of the ball, and that takes a team, that takes a leader in their head coach, as well as all their position coaches. That's important. That's one of the things. That's the thing that I love about the sport the most is one guy can't go out and save you. Yes, Pat Mahomes is incredible, but he can't do it by himself. He has to have blocking. He has to have playmakers. It's one of those deals that, as good as he is, nobody can do it by themselves. So it really is a team win, an organizational win, and that's something you don't see every year. I don't feel like every team that wins a Super Bowl plays like a team like this. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with the way that they persevered. I thought Damian Wilson made a play tonight. I thought Reggie made a couple of plays. I thought Hitch had a really great hit on Garoppolo that was just a little bit late, or I think he would have took him down, to tell you the truth. So yes, the conversation is going to turn next week to how they deal with all these free agents coming up, and how they deal with replacing some of the players they're going to have to lose just because of cap constraints and that kind of thing. Anthony Daughtry, yes, Sherman did play for sure, and I will point out his big block because it was meaningful at the time. It was important. We will turn to the future conversation when we can, but we got to enjoy this week, especially through Wednesday. I hope that you guys can all make it out for that. I'm going to be hard pressed, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can weasel something. If we do, I'll let you guys know where I am. Maybe we can all have a beer somewhere. Going forward, this team is set up for championship runs of the future. It's about balancing the cap. It's about providing enough talent at the skill positions and on the defense to support Patrick going forward. Pretty sure that he's aware of that. Aaron, what's up for tomorrow? We'll do a normal Q&A just like every other week. I think that this is something we'll continue through the summer too. I'll try to make sure that I do a Q&A every week. I have a couple of other ideas, so I'm really interested to see what we can kind of tweak around. Yes, we will talk about the cap and everything. It's who asked that? J&J. Yeah, there is a new CBA coming probably after the new year starts. I think it's March 3rd this year is the new league year. So I don't think they're going to get anything done before that. There's still a lot of negotiation going on, but everything that I've heard says that it's going positively. Both the what's his name, Jason from Over the Cap, as well as the Spot Track guys, they're hearing the same things. I think that's important, and that kind of leads you down the road that the CBA will get renewed and will be changed. And I think the Chiefs kind of have to. It's smart for them to wait for that. I know there's going to be a rush now to re-sign and extend, to extend Patrick when they can, for fear of his contract going up anymore or anything going wrong. I get that, but I think it's smart to hold on because you got to get the lay of the land of what the new CBA is going to do. The collective bargaining agreement really does make a lot of impact on what you can do and how you can do it and what the structures need to be in order to continue to provide support for Patrick through the next decade. Because that really is, the man's an MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, and a Super Bowl winner in 2 seasons as a starter. That's incredible. The youngest player to ever do that. We're living in history right now. History books being written right now, and you all are part of it because you support that team. Ant Queen, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. I'm glad that you're here. It has been a blast doing this season. And I know everybody's going to get spun out and, everybody have to take some time off, and that's fine. I might even take a week off some here later in a couple of weeks. But we are just on the beginning of this journey. I think the word dynasty is going to come in to a lot of people's frame of reference here pretty soon. And I won't be bashful about it. For me, I'm not worried about that particular moniker. There is potential here to do something that's never been done before. As good as the Patriots are, there's an opportunity here with the youth of the quarterback, the key player on any roster, to make that kind of run. You can talk about looking forward. Now, like I said, every team's different. There's going to be a different players on defense, different skill guys next year. Everything changes. The thing that gets even harder now is returning with a different group, slightly different group. There's a skill set to that Bill Belichick has mastered. And it's not an easy fact. I'm not trying to say, hey, it's a dynasty now because they won one. No. They win 2, then we can get serious about it. But there's a potential for one is my point. There is a lot of cap maneuvering to be done this particular offseason, but you got to win one to get started, right? You can't form a dynasty if you don't win one. So you got started. And I think that's a great step forward. I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for Norma Hunt. I've never met her, but I do appreciate that Lamar gets, and if you guys want to say hi to the wife, she can come in here and show you the shirt at least. See, because it's true. I converted her. Yeah, Jakey's in the chat, by the way. So, I mean, for Norma to go through that and to show that, yes, Clark's in charge of the team, but she's still an active owner as well, right? To persevere this long, to be to every Super Bowl and finally get that one. I think that's a great story too, and I think it fuels the rest of what the franchise can do going forward too, right? So I'm really excited about where it can go. You guys have heard me. I do the analytics for the athleticism all off season. I will send that to the Chiefs again. I've sent it to them in the past. I will continue to do that. I'm trying to help this team build my business up. My analytics are very specific about how you build a roster for new athleticism, for new explosive plays and players, and I will continue to do my part of that. I hope you guys will be along for that journey because I'm going to go through all the draft and all that as well. But we're going to concentrate for the next week or two on this win. And I want to say one other thing that I caught post-game. Sorry, the family's texting me because Brooke was on. So I thought it was really classy of Patrick to come in his interview. And it was after they switched over to the other network, so I'm not sure if all of you saw it. So one of the first things that Patrick mentioned was learning from Alex Smith, and I thought that was really classy. It's not something he had to do tonight, right? You can give everybody a pass for being lost in the hoopla of winning this game, of being a world champ. That is perfectly fine to say, oh, he didn't get a chance to mention him, right? But he did. He went out of his way to do it, and he did it early, right in there with Andy, right? So that tells you what kind of a guy that you're talking about in Patrick. Especially if you guys didn't see it. I think Alex put out a video a couple of days ago that he's pushing, he's training, he's trying to come back. And I think that's admirable. And I'm really glad to see Patrick give him the credit for helping him learn, helping him transition into the league. This would not have been possible without Alex Smith and his help in getting him there. And I love seeing that Patrick recognizes that and can share some of that. So really, really cool feeling. This whole thing for me, really love the fact that everybody's coming together. And though there were a lot of people talking about the 49ers, they seem to have all faded away. And I'm not seeing a lot of sour grapes on social media. At least I haven't yet. I'm not looking for it, but I did expect that. It doesn't seem like we're having a whole lot of naysayers in here. So Aaron, I'm glad your job's pretty cool tonight. For my family to get on the chat, that's always fun. So that means they did something right. Yeah, there's a lot. I'll go over the film this next week. I'll probably cut it up into a lot of smaller videos, quite honestly, because there's going to be so much. Aaron, your wife wants to ask if we can get a press passes for the training. If I can get one, we'll try to figure it out, man. The team has not credentialed me yet, so I'm working on it. And folks, Aaron's talking about training camp. Aaron and I hooked up at the last training camp when I was there. I go every year, usually the week after the first game, before they wrap up camp, but after they've played a game. That's what's key to me, because you got to let them get that first contact in, right, before I can really see how they're doing. So if you guys want to start making plans, they're going to announce what the plan is for camp, and we can all try to figure out that weekend after the first preseason game is likely when I'll be there, the first couple of days after. I'll even bring my brother, make him take some photos. So make your plans for that. It's going to be a fun time. There's going to be a lot that comes off of this. There's going to be a lot of news that comes out in the next few days, but until Wednesday, just enjoy the heck out of this. Get ready for that parade. I hope that it looks great. I would love to be there. If I do get a chance to make it there, I'll let the boss know. I will let you guys know as well. So we can figure it out from there. So Brandon, man, I was just going to wrap up. Thanks for the donation, man. Got a chance to finally see it. Yep. Hey, it's been a long road, right? Thanks for the spot, man. I appreciate that. Come back tomorrow night. Make sure you ask a question. Yeah, that's a lot for tonight. So, really, really enjoy this. Don't worry about who's not going to be on the team next year. Don't worry about what's going on. Just enjoy this. There's opportunity for advancement. There's an opportunity to repeat this, but like Andy said it last week, it's been 15 years since he went. He thought he was going to have an opportunity right away after he went last time. So don't take it for granted. If you can get out to that parade, go do it. Go have fun. Enjoy the heck out of this particular team tonight and for the next few days. And don't let it slip away maybe because you think like they're going to do it again. You never know, okay? So this is it. Thank you guys for all your support this year. It's been great. Clydes, thank you. Appreciate that. It's been a blast doing this for me. I will continue. I really like our chats, and I'm going to try. You guys know, my internet company says that they're going to upgrade me here in the spring. We'll keep our fingers crossed. If I do, I'll have a new couple of wrinkles. I can do better broadcasts and some more graphics and stuff. And we'll figure out other things to do. So keep it here. I have more content coming for you. We're going to have a great podcast this next week. So check out Locked On Chiefs on there. Subscribe to that on either Google Podcast or Apple Podcast or whatever you use. And I'll be back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Arrowhead time. Those of you in the Central Time Zone, 7 p.m. Hope you guys have a great night. Cheers from me. You are Super Bowl champions. Enjoy it.